Ever since I was very little, I've always wanted to be a performer. I just want to be able to make people smile, and if it's even better if I'm able to make people smile with something that I love to do. I mean, I want to be able to walk down the hallway and wear just crazy clothing and skip along singing songs, and I don't care if people roll their eyes at me. I don't care if people don't like what I'm doing, because I like what I'm doing, and I know I have people who are truly close to me that love what I'm doing.
I think what I really like about Jessica is she is the perfect combination of youthful energy but responsible. Her passion for especially helping people is huge. My name is Mike Babada. I'm the branch director for the Olympia Boys and Girls Club.
Well, I know that I'm doing
As a mentor for her, I'm really proud. I'm really proud for the clubs as well. I think this is what the Boys and Girls Club is all about, is giving youth the opportunity to shine. We just changed our mission statement at Boys and Girls Club to inspire and enable youth to realize their greatness, and Jessica is the epitome of that mission.
The biggest topic today that I want to talk about, above respecting elders, above respecting speakers, learning how to respect yourself. So I see a lot of people that they want respect, but they don't know how to get it, because they don't know how to have a confidence about them that makes other people want to listen to what they have to say. And the biggest thing that I think that brings down respect for yourself is things that people post online. I teach them how to be a lady. I teach them how to talk to people kindly. I teach them how to dress for interviews. Just everything from relationships, how to deal with bullying, and anything that we have to sign some waivers because there's some really serious topics in there, stuff to do with eating disorders and stuff like that.
I think the biggest thing is that she's very confident when it comes to helping others. She takes herself out of the equation and she puts herself in the place of the person that needs the help.
It could be a very good thing to have Facebook, because if an employer looks at your Facebook and sees a bunch of really positive things, then that could also help you.
It's confidence with sincerity. She's sincere about what she's saying. She truly understands and is very empathetic about the issues that any of our kids are going through. And it makes a big difference, because most kids, especially teens that come to our club, have a pretty good BS meter, for lack of a better term.
My name is Shannon Houlihan, and I have known Jessica Berwick since she was an elementary school student at Garfield. I remember her waiting for her dad, and he worked. He was the sole provider for the family, and so there were times when she got dropped off early and she got picked up late.
For all intents and purposes, it's only been Jessica and her dad since day one. Jessica was an infant when her mother left the family, so it's just been her and dad.
It was early in the time when her mother was not very much a part of her life, and so she was quiet, she seemed hurt, and I would describe her as more of a follower.
My middle school years were difficult for my dad and I, and we fought more than we both would like to admit. I never wanted my dad to feel like I'm portraying him as a monster, because I know he's not. And I tell everybody in my interviews, I say, my dad is a great guy. He honestly is. I noticed that as I look back over the past 5 or 6 years that I've been living with my dad, I felt like we were coexisting rather than living together. And I talked to him about this, and he totally agrees with that wording, that we were coexisting. We were not really a family. But through this past year and through these experiences that we have talked about together, he feels like my best friend again. I feel like I'm back in 3rd grade, where he can just give me a huge hug and swing me around, and I feel like his daughter again.
The clubs are there to help bridge that gap that some kids have and the deficiencies they have in their family life. And Jessica's a perfect example of how the clubs can really help you become the outstanding, outgoing, and intelligent woman that Jessica currently is and will continue to be. There was a situation during the Youth of the Year event where her father and Jessica had a little downtime.
We were all in this hangout area for the teen center, and it was fairly empty in there. But my dad, he started playing guitar.
And he started singing, and she started to sing with him. And I could see them looking at each other, and I could see that they really connected in that moment.
He started playing, I started singing, and I realized it had been years since that had happened. But we were happy.
And to see her out in front of, like hundreds of people, just, talking to everybody and being so confident. And I think she was the most accomplished speaker there myself. Maybe that's a dad's, a perspective, but I was really proud of her, and I thought she did a really good job. I think she commands the stage.
But you do.
I think one of the main skills that this girl is going to have to contribute is being a public speaker. I think she's going to be a voice for people and maybe be able to speak up for different diverse groups in the school that maybe have less privilege, whether it's kids in wheelchairs or kids of different races or maybe kids who are learning English for the first time. I see her becoming an advocate.
It's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. It's about that transformation that every person themselves they have to decide whether they want to make that switch and whether they want to be able to guide kids that are younger than them towards a better future.
And I see her becoming the kind of person that's not going to back down from a challenge. And there's a lot of gifts that people think of that are material, but hers are emotional. She has emotional intelligence.
I see a vision of myself where when I'm a psychologist, I will have a business card in front of every Boys and Girls Club in my area. So that if some kid is struggling, I want them to come directly to me because Boys and Girls Club is where my heart is, and that's never going to stop.
My final thought on Jessica is when she was little, I might have been proud enough to think that she would grab onto my coattail, and I'm sure there are people at Boys and Girls Club that take some pride in knowing that they were there for her. But I have a feeling there will come a day when we'll be trying to reach and grab a hold of her coattail, and she'll be the one showing us which way we need to go.
Wish that it could fly really high into the sky, over rooftops and the dive, deep into the sea. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a big flower on it. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a big flower on it.